Can you say F?
A.
Q.
Third Coast Percussion started in 2005. The four of us in Third Coast Percussion met while studying at Northwestern University with an amazing percussionist and teacher named Michael Burrett. As part of his teaching, Mike had us play a bunch of percussion ensemble music, and so we fell in love with that music while we were still students. In 2005, we were wrapping up or starting to wrap our studies, and Rob and I played in the Civic Orchestra of Chicago, which is the Chicago Symphony Orchestra's training orchestra. And through Civic, we had opportunities to play chamber music concerts and educational concerts in a chamber music setting. And it was out of those two things, Civic Orchestra and Northwestern University, that Third Coast Percussion was born.
Fun fact, the percussion quartet that David and I played in while we were members of the Civic Orchestra of Chicago also included two other Northwestern percussion students, Anthony Calabrese, who is now a performer and music educator based in upstate New York, and Jacob Nisley, who is now the principal percussionist of the San Francisco Symphony. Jake and Anthony moved on to do other things at the end of that year in Civic. That is when Peter Martin and longtime ensemble member Clay Condon joined the group.
We played our first few concerts pretty much anywhere that would have us. We got a couple venues that we were able to play in for free, like we didn't have to rent the hall. We quickly learned that when you're in a group like Third Coast, not only is it important to play great, but you also have to know how to run the business. We didn't do a good job of telling anyone we were playing concerts, so nobody showed up. And we showed up to play these concerts with repertoire that called for 4 or 5 octave marimbas. And so we spent hours and hours and hours setting up, breaking our backs to get the instruments in place, and then played a short concert for nobody. Through those experiences, we really started to kind of cut our teeth and learn how to make not only great music, but also a successful organization.
One of the first Third Coast Percussion concerts was attended by a friend, Telbert Williams. Telbert had a background in percussion as well, but was beginning a career, a very successful career in marketing. And he volunteered to help us out if we needed a hand marketing ourselves and just figuring out how to start presenting ourselves to the world. So Telbert led us through the process of getting our first press photos, getting our first press kit made, making our initial recordings, and first website. Soon after that, when Third Coast Percussion Incorporated, we needed to form our first board of directors, and Telbert was one of the 3 friends that we asked to become part of our first board. He's been on the board ever since. That first board also included Samir Mayakar and Reba Caffarelli. Reba has recently rejoined Third Coast Percussion's team as our managing director in 2019.
Our first couple of concerts that we were hired to do, we were hired primarily by friends, people who were slightly older than us, who had gotten their first percussion teaching jobs and had us in to give a master class and play a concert for the percussion students. By doing these first few concerts, we learned how to play together, and we took photographs together, and so we had press materials that we could share with other people who hire people to play concerts. And very, very slowly, as the years went by, we started to get a reputation for the concerts that we were putting on and for the teaching that we were doing. While Third Coast was growing at this point, the 4 of us all made some money in Third Coast Percussion, but we also had part-time jobs doing other things. So all of us taught, and gradually Third Coast got busier and busier, and our lives got more and more crazy as we were trying to fit everything in, until 2013, when our schedules got busy enough that we had to decide we had to either do less Third Coast Percussion and keep our other jobs, or quit all of our other jobs and do Third Coast Percussion full-time. And so we decided to do Third Coast Percussion full-time. We had just become the ensemble residents at the University of Notre Dame, which helped us make this transition. It gave us a little bit of a solid footing financially to quit all these other opportunities and career paths that we were on. And we quickly found that by focusing all of our energy on Third Coast, it really started to take off. all of a sudden other opportunities started to come up, more performance opportunities, more opportunities to work with composers we had always admired or guest artists that we had always wanted to work with. We recorded an album of Steve Reich's music in 2016, and that album won a Grammy in 2017, which was a major milestone for us. And I remember standing on that stage and looking at these three friends and thinking that it was pretty crazy that we had built this thing from nothing. When Third Coast became a full-time job in 2013, it was just the four of us doing all the performing, all the rehearsing, and all the administrative work. But pretty quickly, things were growing to the point where we needed to hire some staff. So we started small. We hired one person part-time, and that was Liz Pesnell. She was amazing and super overqualified for the job we hired her for. So we were able to, thankfully, expand her position to full-time. She stayed with us for 5 years. And then over the years, we've added more positions. So now we have 3 full-time non-performing staff members and the 4 full-time ensemble members. Thanks for watching. See you next time.